Okay, this is a new Unicender, and I'm going to attach the drum to the top plate. Notice that it doesn't have any wear. Typically, when a Unicender wears, these points on each plate take a major portion of the wear. There's not much material there, and that's why I was concerned about how much wear I was getting on my Unicender. So I have taken and roughed up some of the hard anodizing that was on the top plate, and I've drilled 2 holes through a non-structural portion of that top plate, and I will put rivets through those to attach the drum. You could use a set screw or any other method that you want, or if you didn't want to drill a hole, you could try just the epoxy. In that the drum is not a life support portion of the Unicender. If by some chance your epoxy didn't hold and the drum came off, then you're back to your Unicender. So when I attach this drum, and I've put a channel on here to help capture some of the rope, I've left a certain amount of material here on the aluminum so that it can replace the area. If you've had a Unicender that's gotten some wear, you can attach the drum so that it will replace some of that area. Or when you're putting it on a new Unicender, you'll want to put that edge right flush to the functioning edge of the new Unicender, and you've basically doubled some of the space on that particular wear point. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some epoxy, and I'll mix the epoxy up. I'll set the drum in place on the Unicender. I'll let the epoxy dry or set, and once it's set, then I'll come back through and I'll finish drilling out the holes where the drum is and set that with the rivets is what I'm going to use. Rivets are easily removed if later I needed to replace the drum, or like I said, you could put a set screw. Alright, so I'm just going to drill these 2 holes for the rivets. And I set my rivets. And we are good to go. Alright, so this is the Unicender installed on my climbing line with the drum attached. As you can see, the drum has afforded me additional wear on that top plate. Yet when attached, the drum stays out of the way of the Unicender and its normal use. So to use the drum, when I want to stop, I just wrap it up over the top like you normally would. And when I want to lock it off, I'll set it in there, and you can see that it's captured quite well in that channel that's on the back side of the drum. Now I also have this other part if you are interested in minimizing the wear on this L bracket, and I think it would take an awful lot to wear that out. And but anyway, you can add this right there just with the way it's shaped. A bit of epoxy puts it in place. That way when you are descending, it prevents your L bracket from getting any wear as well. It also will make it a little quicker on the descent because you're getting a little less friction. So you can start out this way without this wear pin, and you'll get an additional friction from the bottom. If you want to use this, just to attach it with epoxy. The issue with the Unicender is, I think, how quickly those wear points wear out. So the more time you can keep the Unicender squeezed together like this, the less friction and consequently the less wear you'll have on those plates. And it doesn't matter whether you're using it in DDR with the attachment here or SRT. If you keep those plates squeezed together, you'll get very little wear. So when you're ascending the rope, the plates stay together and it functions. When it wears out is when you try to do a SRT descent or even DDRT descent, and you're using that as your friction. All the wear is going on those small little points. So when you go into the descent mode, the drum functions in such a way that you still get your friction, but yet it gives me the ability to lock that off. And you can see where we've put I've put a channel on here now that helps maintain the capture of that rope. And when your weight comes down on the rope, it pulls it into that channel. And yet, when the Unicender is functioning, the drum completely stays out of the way.